YouTube? Welcome back, guys. I'm back. It's been a while, but I am back. I'm here with Ralphie. We're here to do a Manchester United versus Arsenal preview, predictions, and also a combined 11. We're going to try cap this at 30 minutes. We don't want to keep it too long, guys. So, Ralphie, do you want to take it away? How you feeling sort of coming into the game? We might as well get straight into it,
I'm a little bit optimistic at the moment.
How are you feeling about Ragnick being appointed?
Positive vibes. To be completely honest with you, did I know a little bit about Ralph before his appointment? Yes. Did I know a lot about Ralph? No. So, I knew where he was. I sort of, knew where he'd been. I knew about, sort of the Klopp kind of connection in a way, but that was about as much as I knew. But I've actually watched a lot of YouTube videos in the last week, podcasts, all that kind of stuff. And the more I watch, the more it excites me.
I think it would excite me more. Yeah, I think it'd be more exciting if he went into like a sporting director role and took over from that fraud that you have there now.
Yeah, he's obviously going to, although he's been extended, I think he's going to go. I think what excites me but worries me at the same time is that all indications, and this is, typical Glazers trying to please the fans, etc., etc. But what really excites me about Ralph is that you've got obviously 6 month interim, or 6-7 month interim, and then he's got a 2-year. Can't remember the official term, supportive director or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah, sporting director, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but so what really excites me is that he's got 6 months with the players, and then he's going to come in and just absolutely just rejuvenate the club. And that's very, very exciting. However, at the same time, what worries me is that we got the Glazers. And this is if we had different owners, I would have thought, wow, here we go. It's very, very exciting, and it feels like
but I think maybe like a club like Manchester United could benefit from like a Ragnick who's a good sporting director. Who you got now? We got
Murta at the moment.
Who's the other guy that's gone as well?
We got Murta and Fletcher.
What are sporting directors?
No, yeah, they're the main men. So you've got Glazers, and then you've got Ed.
That's what I'm talking about. Ed Woodward, yeah.
Yeah, so he's pretty much like a CEO, I guess. Yeah.
See, I thought Ragnick was going to take over like the Ed Woodward sort of thing.
No,
he's not.
No, there's another. I can't remember his name, but there's another bloke, like one of the Glazers' best mates or whatever, that's going to take over his role when he leaves.
Yeah.
So you've obviously got your owners, you've got your Ed just underneath, right? And then we've got 2 tiers that then stem down from that. So you've got Murta, which is like your sporting director, and then you've got Fletcher, which is on the other side, which is like your coaching director or something like that. So I believe he's going to sort of so with Ralph, he doesn't actually have an official title as such in terms of that pyramid. However, he's going to sort of help him out and help him out and help him out, if that makes sense. So that's what excites me, because if the Glazers, at the end of that, it comes up to the Glazers, and if the Glazers actually say, hey, you, and you, listen to him, he knows what he's doing, then we could be going places in the next 2 to 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like Glazers always spend money. Okay, so I think if you got someone in there who can actually spend the money properly, then or maybe say like, oh look, this guy should be the coach for these type of players, then that's fine. The problem, like I know, like with Arsenal, like we have, is that the fact that we don't have that. We've got bad owners, bad board of directors, like we've got like the Vinays and Edus, and they're all very inexperienced, don't know football, or they've played football and have zero experience. So like at the end of the day, they're the ones that feed the Glazers and the Cronkies like all that information. So
correct.
If they're not getting the right information or whatever, they're going to keep going on with the shit show. So
that's what excites me about Rangnick, actually, is that I look at what he's done with Hoffenheim. I look at what he's done with, obviously the RB, obviously Salzburg, and especially Leipzig. I look at, and again, it's only YouTube videos of, obviously what I've listened to, what his interviews have been over the last few years. But I look at his philosophies, with the 3 C's, his 5 points of, and if no one's obviously watched it, YouTube it. It's fantastic. His three C's and his 5 philosophies of football. And it, how do you? The one thing that really excites me is how do you, when you lose the ball, how do you win the ball back in 8 seconds? How do you win the ball back in 8 seconds? So you're a high press. Then you've got 8 seconds to trot, and then he knows the statistic that 40 to 60% or something of all goals scored, are scored within the first 8 to 16 seconds of winning the ball back. So it's very high press, high intensity, high work rate. Not no backwards passing, no getting the ball and fucking.
Do you think that I obviously I don't think that he's going to have any? I don't even know if he's in training at all other than Carrick. Do you think he's going to have any input coming into the game, or are you just going to keep doing what Carrick's doing?
Arsenal?
For Arsenal game, yeah.
No, he's I believe he's in England, in the UK. However, we're waiting on a work visa. So will he have some form of probably phone input, indirect input?
Yeah,
yes.
Which is
will he be
not really
will
anything.
He be on the bench? No, he might be in the stands, but he won't be on the bench. He won't be anything. Rumors are that he might squeeze in between Arsenal and Crystal Palace, because I think we play Crystal Palace on the Sunday night. Monday morning.
What if they jip Arsenal? You know what they do? They've just told a lie. Carrick's going to be in charge. Then he comes out.
I'd be very surprised. I'd be shocked. And this just goes to show, right? So we sacked Solskjaer. So when we play each other Friday morning, I think on the Saturday night. So we play each other Friday morning our time. Either Saturday night or the Sunday morning. 2 weeks ago, we played Watford. And that's what it. Although they look like the owners look like they're doing fantastic things.
No, it's
taken 2 weeks since sacking Solskjaer with no plan, and we've got a new manager in. We can't even get a fucking work visa sorted for him. And we'll get into this in a second, but probably I'd say within the context of the season, yes, no doubt further down the track there might be bigger games, but this is a really, really big game for United. You guys beat us. You're 8 points clear of us in top 4. It's huge. Are we? Yeah.
I don't think we're that far ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're 5 points clear at the moment. I'll have a quick look. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you guys are 5 points clear. Table. 23 compared to 18. Yeah, 5 points clear. You guys beat us on Friday morning at Old Trafford. You guys are 8 points clear of us. 14 games into the season? It's a big gap for top. Obviously, you're going to have City, Chelsea, Liverpool that are going to be the top 3. Let's be realistic. Everyone knows it. So that top 4 spot, that's huge. That's a big gap.
Do you how do you think the game's going to, I guess, like pan out? We'll go straight into sort of like how the game will go out. How do you think you're going to go against us? How do you think you're going to line up? Is Ronnie going to start? I know obviously he got dropped on that last weekend. Sancho hitting a little bit of form. You could say obviously a lot of luck with his goal on the weekend. Just Jorginho just literally passed it to him, but he did what he had to do. He scored, slotted it. So, how do you think you guys will do against us? How do you think you'll line up and stuff?
I think it's going to be pretty cagey. Like I look at since Carrick's taken charge, although we're at Old Trafford against Villarreal and Chelsea, we're away from home.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty cagey in the fact that Carrick seemed to have in the last 2 games, again, although it's been away, he's seen in the last 2 games, the first 45 minutes, it's been about not conceding. Yes, De Gea's had a few worldies for us, happening.
Yeah, he's definitely saved those.
That's what it's been about. It's been about trying not to concede in the first half, 0-0, and then try and jug a goal, and then grind out the victory. And I see this game being exactly the same. I personally think, and obviously I'll ask for your opinion, but I personally think Arteta will be extremely happy with a draw coming to Old Trafford.
Look, I'm going. I'm going to Old Trafford. I'm not gonna shrug my shoulders at a draw. Obviously, I want to win, but realistically, in the last 15 years, Arsenal have one win at Old Trafford, and it was through a penalty, 1-0.
Yeah, and Pogba gave it away.
Yeah, in that game last year that we did do it, I think we did completely dominate the whole game. I think we just it was 1-0, but it wasn't a representation of the game. I think it was it felt like a 3-0 game to me coming out of Old Trafford. That's what it literally felt like. Do I think that we'll do the same? I'm not really convinced. I felt like last year's was like a one-off sort of game, and that seems to be how we do it this year. This year, the real test that we've had, Chelsea battered us 2-0, should have been more. Obviously, Man City 5-0, Liverpool 4-0. I'm not going to count Tottenham in like a top team because they were in such poor form at the time, and we beat them, and they're crap anyway. So I'm not counting that as like a like a tough opposition. But everyone that we've come against of a higher caliber, we've really struggled. Like we should be beating Newcastle, or I was going to say Brentford, but we lost to Brentford. But you know what I mean? Like we should be beating that caliber of team. So coming to this United game, like, look, I'll take a draw. I'm not convinced by the football that I'm seeing. I know a lot of fans and people have a lot of different opinions to what I do. I'm not seeing any conviction with any style of football. The pressing has seemed to have stopped lately. The attacking fluidity isn't good. Like I think our statistics, a lot of people like to look at statistics, and I think they're very diluted. The statistics on the weekend, we had 24 shots, but 11 of those shots came from our left and right back. So,
they're not in the XG. I like to look at XG. I like to look
because,
at the XG,
look, Arsenal in that game, I think we had 4 shots on target out of 24, and a lot of those were just like long range shots. They go nowhere, didn't do anything.
Anyone can do that.
Yeah, the only chance that I can really think that we should have scored, obviously Aubameyang against Newcastle just missed an open goal, and Emile Smith-Rowe with the header. So in that same phase of play, there was your 2 shots. So there's already 2 shots, and then obviously the 2 goals that we scored. So I honestly, I don't see too much from it. We're really lacking an attacking threat. For me, coming into the game, I'd actually probably, I know like Arteta dropped Lacazette and put in Odegaard, but I haven't thought that Odegaard's good enough so far. I would actually put in someone like a Martinelli, high intensity, great at pressing, and to be able to run it like a Maguire and shit. He's gonna have him on toast, bro. Like Maguire can't cope with that.
I was just about to say you've got your attack's not good, but you've got Harry Maguire that's going to be back in the 11. And geez, if there's anyone that you want to go against, it's Harry Maguire.
The way I saw him play against, like, I think it was that Liverpool match, bro. The way he was like pushing over his own players because he couldn't catch up with the phase of play. Man.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah,
Arsenal need to, because at the moment, obviously, United love to be a counter-attacking team. And they've obviously probably have a good chance. The way our wings and our fullbacks seem to be attacking, you might have a lot of space on that counter, with Sancho and stuff to potentially get us on the break. But I think that we really have to go for you guys, high pressing, put a Martinelli on and Aubameyang just to chase down Maguire and stuff. And sure, if he plays Wan-Bissaka, like they're not really the fastest guys ever.
That's how you'll beat us. Watch every single United game, and the intense pressure,
the problem,
and the high pressure.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Is what makes it. I know, obviously, with a lot of teams, it does. You press the team high, and you put pressure on them. A lot of people crumble.
No, but you guys like really do crumble.
Shambolic, mate. We're shambolic.
Yeah.
And
so the thing is that
you guys just sit back. If you guys sit back,
well, the thing is, we will sit back.
Well, then I can see it being a 0-0 1-1 draw. I can, if not a 0-0 draw, because we like the sideways backwards passing. If you guys are sitting back, mate, we'll keep 60, 65, 70% possession, and we won't do anything with it. You guys won't press us high, which means that, we'll just fluff around with it. Maguire to Lindelof to McTominay to Maguire, just be in the triangle. You guys won't have many shots. We won't have many shots. It's a 0-0 draw. Arteta will be happy within reason.
To be honest, I reckon it's going to be battle. I reckon it'll be battle of. If you're going to actually pick like 2 goalkeepers that have been in form, I know people say Mendy because of his clean sheets, but for me, Mendy doesn't get tested the way our keepers get tested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're going to look at 2 informed keepers, the way that Ramsdale and De Gea are both playing in their saves, and De Gea probably more so because he's making a lot more saves than what Ramsdale is per game. Like every game that I watch De Gea, he's making 3, 4, 5 game. Like even in your UCL game, he kept you in that game. You won whatever 1 or 2-0 in that game, but
2-0.
Without De Gea, you guys lose that.
We would have been down 3-0 at half time.
Easy. So that's what I'm saying. So I think it could come down battle of the goalkeepers. Our strikers have been anonymous. In 14 games, we've scored 14 goals. So, and if I look at what we've conceded, I don't even know. I think we're probably still negative, if I'm right. Maybe -3.
I think we're just plus. I think for us, I think we're +1. I believe.
If I look at the table, we're -2 goal difference. Scored 15 goals.
Are you really?
17.
-2.
-2. Yeah.
So you're 4th with -2.
We're 5th. Well, yeah, tied point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tied
with
points,
a -2 goal difference.
Yeah, you guys are -1.
Yeah, well, there you go. I thought we were +1.
See, Brentford is 0.
-1.
Jesus.
Yeah.
See, like West Ham are +8, Liverpool 28, Chelsea 26, Man City 20. So
good defenses though, all of them. Look at their defense. Oh, Liverpool, they got.
We've been.
Liverpool
That's
are
why.
on 5, but City and Chelsea. I think Chelsea have conceded 4 in 13, and City have conceded 6 in 13. That's
Chelsea's
incredible.
defense, it's incredible, But the whole thing is, for me, is the defense. A lot of people say, Arsenal's defense has improved, but it's not improved. We're still as bad as ever. When we concede a lot, and it's always like, shut up, Jack. It's always look, we're -2, so I don't even need to say anymore. The defense is not better at all.
You're in good form though. It
depends on your definition of good form.
Sorry, all Arteta in, Arteta out, whatever it is, right? In the last 10 games, I think you've won 7, drawn 2, lost 1 in the Premier League. And you think about it, right? You were 0 from 3 for the start of the season. So and you've now played 13 games. So you've picked up what 7 14 to 21. You picked up 24 points out of a possible 30.
23.
We picked up 23 points out of a possible 30. There you go. We've don't know about our last 10, but I know for a fact in our last 7.
Oh, yours was shocking. You were like 4 points.
What you just said, yeah, 4 points. And what you just said 3 minutes ago, oh, Spurs doesn't count because they're shit. That includes 3 points against Spurs. So if you take away the shit team against Spurs, we're 1 from 24. Yeah, that's. I actually heard against Chelsea. I know it was a decent result at Stamford Bridge, 1-1, but the commentators are actually saying that if you take away the last 7 games or 7 to 10 games, United would actually be the bottom of the league. We are the bottom of the league for that. I think even Newcastle. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3. I think even Newcastle beat us because they've had like 5 draws in the last 8 games or whatever. So even Newcastle would have beaten us.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just like, look, I'm not really convinced. Before we go into a combined 11,
we both are.
Yeah.
So who's going to win?
Yeah. What do you think the score is going to be?
Either a 0-0 or a 1-0. I think it'll be a draw.
I do think it'll be like I can't see, like a 2-2. I just don't see goals being fluid because we just can't score. You guys will maybe park the bus, try counter.
Yeah.
Both our keepers are in good form and saves, so I can't see like a high amount of goals really going in too much.
I think like an under 2.5. If you're going,
I think if any of our teams are going to win, it's going to be like a 1-0 win or something like that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like it was last year. So I don't know. Like, look, for lineups and stuff, we've gone with like Lokonga or like Tavares.
Yeah, what is going to be a lineup? So I hear Tavares potentially starting left back because
Tierney's fit.
Tierney is fit.
He's fit. He's just he didn't play the Newcastle game, but I think that's a smart decision. He played the international break. I think to not playing for Newcastle, he played shocking for Liverpool, Tavares, and he really showed his weakness in versing stronger teams. So for me, Tierney's played at the highest level for many years, international. He just slots into that role. I'm not going to be disappointed with Tierney coming into that team. So I know Tavares is start. For me, he should. Whether the manager chooses it or is a different story.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Basing it off also last year's appearance, like at Old Trafford, and also the way our midfield was sort of weak against Liverpool. I know Lokonga played a little bit better during the week, but I would actually drop Lokonga for Elneny and put Elneny and Partey together. More defensive, more structured. I know the passing will be a little bit more sideways, but I think that'll be a lot stronger call than what we saw against Liverpool as well. But yeah, Luca thinks we'll lose 2-0. So.
Who would you have? Obviously, Ramsdale and goalkeeper. You would have
KT on the left.
What's our mate's name on the right?
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu on the right. You would have obviously White and Gabriel through the middle. And
to me, I'm really looking forward to see how Gabby handles Ronaldo. That's what because I know that Ben White he's shocking in the air, like ridiculously bad. He's like a little fly. So for me, that matchup of Ronaldo, if Ronaldo starts centrally,
he'll start. I think he'll start.
Well, you'd think so, but he didn't start last week. So,
Different
So
game.
like, look, Ronaldo, Gabriel, that's a really interesting pair. Your midfield, whether you overload that again and play like another 3 or whatever in the middle, and we just play
it'll be
2.
It'll be our lineup. I think obviously Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, because obviously Varane injured, Maguire back, either or Luke Shaw or Tellez.
You play Tellez for sure.
We'll play Mick Fred. We'll definitely play Mick Fred in the middle. Obviously, we'll play Bruno. I think at home you got no choice but to play Ronaldo up front. Sancho's starting to hit form.
It's a massive game
against Chelsea. I think I think he could get away with that because it's against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. You know, everyone's expecting you get battered. You know, you just defend. With no Ronaldo up front, you can get away with it. At home at Old Trafford, you can't get away with that. You know, it's different, and I think either a Martial.
But I think that Ronaldo just causes a whole. I think Ronaldo just causes a whole different kettle of fish to bully defenders, to win aerial balls, and we've really struggled with that as well. So, like I said, that Gabriel Ronaldo will be probably like the matchup to watch that whole game because and up front, you know, like if Saka's not injured, Saka plays. Emil Smith Rowe on the left, interchangeable. Yeah, Aubameyang obviously up top, even though he's playing bad. You know, he's a striker, and the last two or three times he's gone to Old Trafford, he has scored. He scored the chip goal when we drew 1-1. He scored the penalty last time. So, like, look, he scored there the last few times. Play him up top. He's captain. You know, we have to play him anyway.
And what Lacquer on the bench?
I'd put Lacquer on the bench. Because I want someone to be quick and attacking against you guys because you're such a fragile defense that can be torn apart quickly, and that's why, you know, Martinelli. I want to keep that kid's confidence going, and I put him up there as well with Aubameyang. That's my 2 up top. So, but look, we'll do a combined 11, you know, because we've got like 9 minutes left, 8 minutes left. In goals, doing a start from in goals. I think this would be the good debate.
I would. Oh, good debate. I was going to say I thought we'd both easily agree on De Gea.
I think De Gea, yeah. I do think that, like, De Gea... Ramsdale has done well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, De Gea does make some little small errors here and there. But I think for the amount, like the amount of saves that he makes per game, you know, like Ramsdale made like a world-class save, you know, like against Newcastle, against Shelby. And, you know, like, whatever it was a couple of weeks ago against the post, double save sort of thing. But
yeah, when I watched the free kick against Leicester, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Madison free kick. Yeah,
but worldy,
yeah. When I watch the United games, I see De Gea saving United 3 or 4 goals every game. Where I don't see that with Ramsdale. I see him save like 1 or 2 goals. So De Gea for me is saving the more amount of goals. So for me, that's why I would pick him. Just
Ramsdale, if we have, I know obviously things change, etc., but I think if we had this conversation 18 months to 2 years' time, I really think that potentially we could be talking about the exact opposite. I think Ramsdale has a fantastic future. And obviously, you know, he has a lot of room to grow over the next X amount of years. Don't get me wrong, De Gea is only 30-odd, so he's still got 5-6 years for prime. But, you know, the way that Ramsdale's going this season for Arsenal in 6 to 8 years' time, that's actually very, very exciting. He could be one of the best keepers in the world.
Yeah. So, like, look, I'm happy. It's like, look, if you went with either one right now, you're not gonna be disheartened by the choice. But for me, I think that just purely for the amount of saves and the amount of, like, the United games that I've watched, De Gea is saving you guys 3, 4, 5 times a game with his, like, and he's a brilliant shot stopper. He's like Leno, like, they're really good shot stoppers.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets a little bit upsy daisy on his feet, but
he relies very much on these ones, like a starfish. These ones,
he did the feet one.
Is he good at catching the ball? No, I don't think he is. Is he very good at distribution? No, but where he somehow, you know, he's just very good at, you know, 6 yards out, old mate's had a shot and he'll, you know, whack his left leg down and get his foot to it somehow. You know, he's like that, you know, and he somehow gets his body to them.
Yeah. All right. In defense, I think this one's pretty easy.
Right back, or are you talking about centre backs?
I'm talking about the whole defensive line. I think it's Arsenal. That's not even look. I don't think my defense is that great. But when I look at yours, Wan-Bissaka, Tomiyasu's been playing better. I don't even know who you have in right centre back, to be honest. Is it Lindelof?
Lindelof. Oh, but yeah.
He's
sorry. if Varane was fit, obviously Varane would.
Come yeah. Look, if Varane's fit,
yeah.
him and Gabriel. Okay, if Varane's fit,
Harry's got no chance. Luke Shaw this year's got no chance. Luke Shaw last year had a chance.
Luke Shaw last year,
Aaron, I'd half have an argument about, but yeah, I agree with the Arsenal's defense.
I just think it has to be the Arsenal back four. Yeah, I think that's just the easiest one.
I agree.
Midfield. What do you want to do? Go 4-3-3.
Yeah, go 4-3-3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who you going as like your two center midfielders?
I think you've got to have Partey there.
Yeah, who are you going to partner him next to?
Oh.
Because your guys, like, what do you got? McTominay, Fred,
Pogba? Arsenal. Yeah. Yeah, but Pogba won't be playing. He's out for 3 months. So.
Oh, is he actually out for 3 months?
Yeah, he's out. He's out until the new year at least. So, usually Paul, yes. However, at the moment, I guess with the squads that we're going to actually probably see, mate, I would say whoever you guys play, because it's either Fred or McTominay or Matic. I don't see
based on our season so far, it's Lokonga. That's the midfielder.
Well, there you go. Because our three are garbage. If you ask me in 4 weeks' time when
it's going to be different.
Then
but like the thing is, like, look what Chelsea did.
I think Fred could shine under Ralph. However, at the moment, mate, Fred McTominay, they're fucking garbage. They're garbage. I heard a stat today
they're shocking,
on a podcast that so out of the last 10 games, I think it was like lost 7, drawn 1, won 2 or something stupid, right? And Fred McTominay played in the centre partnership 8 out of those 10 games. The game that we won was obviously Spurs, and we played. I can't even remember who it was we played, but yeah, Fred McTominay. Pretty much every time they line up as CDMs, that we lose. We lose. We get overrun in the midfield every time.
I'm telling you right now, if I'm Arsenal, I want to see Fred McTominay in that midfield because they are. But to be fair, I think last year McTominay actually did really well against Arsenal, even at home. I think McTominay scored at home as well.
Yeah,
against,
at the Emirates.
Don't get me
wrong. He can step up for some big games. I just don't like. And actually, Mikey actually put in the group chat against Chelsea, like McTominay's had a cracking game. He's like McTominay had a cracking game, and like the thing I don't like about McTominay, and I can see why people think that, because he's fairly strong within reason on the ball, etc., etc. He can skip past players. He does his little frog step and all that kind of stuff. But the reason why I don't like McTominay, and everyone has different opinions, but I think that people can't see past it and the reason why I don't like him is because when we're defending and we're letting the team, obviously come into just over halfway, we've obviously got a fairly low block. McTominay's job is to cut out that ball, right? He's a CDM. McTominay, I see too many balls going from their centre back up to their attacking midfielder or their striker, that goes from the halfway line to near the 18-yard box. Whereas McTominay's and Fred's job to cut that out. There's too many where he just, there it is, and then he'll run back. Fuck, there it is, and then he'll run and then he'll run back. His jobs as a CDM is to cut those balls out, in my eyes. That's your orders as a CDM, is to break up the play. If they're knocking a ball 20 to 30 yards in front of you and it's going straight past your right or your left-hand side, you're not doing your job properly.
Yeah, that sort of shit.
I don't care how good you are on the ball or how many fouls you get, because you let people run into the back of you, or how many sideways passes you do. If you're not doing that, then you're not a CDM.
Yeah, of course. All right, so we'll go with Lokonga Partey. But like obviously that's just based on players that are fit right now. In the cam position, I think like obviously you've got Bruno, and I would classify Emile Smith-Rowe as the cam for Arsenal. Based on form, Bruno's been shocking this year. If you're talking Bruno just as a person, as a player, Bruno 100%. There's no question. The guy last year had 20 goals, 15 assists or something, didn't he? For you, like stupid.
Yeah.
So for me, there's no question there. But if you're going to talk about current form of teams, of personal players, I think Emile goes over Bruno in a combined 11 right now.
I'd agree with you. If I were picking my team, would I still put Bruno in because I know what
of course I would
could potentially do?
Yeah.
Yes, I would. Every day of the week. I think any.
Of course you would.
Any cam, probably any cam position probably nearly in the world. You know, although Bruno's in bad form, I reckon nearly any team would put him in. You know, like for the fact that he can still produce that worldie. You know, he
dead ball.
He's been in bad form, but he
range.
produced that worldie for Ronaldo the other week. You know, outside of his foot. You know, he lost the ball 50 times, and then bang, you know, a little curler straight in Ronaldo's head and off. I think it was to win against Atlanta or something. So, you know, and that's the reason why I personally would put Bruno in the team, because he can produce that holy moment.
I think so as well, yeah. He can pick, if you're basing it of just pure form, like I said, Emile Smith-Rowe, but I think if I had to pick one, you know, just because I wanted the better player in there, of course it's going to be Bruno. So, yeah, it just depends on the conversation there. Left and right wing. Right wing, I think Saka. I think Sancho's just had one good game. He hasn't done anything for me, and I don't think he really had anyone else that's stood out in that position. No, you know, Saka's been consistent the whole season, scoring goals, assisting.
But only people we would really have on that right wing, I guess, realistically, is either a Greenwood or a Sancho. I
was thinking Greenwood, but then like he hasn't really had much since Ronnie came in, and
you can't put Greenwood there. Yeah. I would, you know, personally, I think Sancho's starting to find his form. You know, obviously, I haven't watched enough of Saka this year. I've watched 3-4 Arsenal games out of so like 13.
Good, the kid, for how small he is, bro. You'll watch him on obviously Friday morning. Like he's so fucking strong. Like it's unbelievable how this little kid that's like 5'5", it feels like, is just so strong on the ball. How he can just outmuscle people like a Lacazette would, and get through tackles, beat players. Like he's, I love watching him play. Sometimes he can be frustrating. I think he needs to really like his shooting. He could do a lot better. Like fantastic finish that he scored on the weekend. But there's a couple of chances where he skinned like 3 guys in a row and could have scored a worldie, but just lack of power, right foot shocking. So, but for me, like, yeah, I don't think you guys have had a right winger. So,
Sancho's starting to week. Sancho's, although he's had a slow start, he hasn't been given any time or confidence under Oli. And Sancho is actually really starting to excite me, I think.
And you know, in that midfield, actually probably is as well like Donny van der Beek over Lokonga.
I was just about to say that. Literally just about to say what really, really excites me, and we'll see whether or not it happens, is against Watford. I know we obviously lost 4-2, but we had Sancho that started,
4-1.
You know, Ronaldo up front, and then Donny came on at halftime. We were 2-0 down,
4-1.
Scored the goal. Sorry, 4-1. Sorry. We were 2-0 down, scored the goal to make it 2-1. Obviously, we conceded 2 really, really late. But what really, really excited me is that Sancho and Donny together with a Bruno, you know, with a Ronaldo, they just when you actually get good players together, they just seem to get each other. You know, like it's a pass
when you have
and
a good
move.
manager, and you can put a structure together.
Sancho's pass and move, and that's what
we
I
all know.
like.
Look, we all know Sancho's
that's how you break teams apart. Let's be realistic. It's not if you're standing in the line, deal, right, and I'm running to you with the ball, 9 times out of 10, or probably 99 times out of 100, and I'm running straight at you, I'm not going to beat you, right? Even as a striker, you're good enough to probably bloody defend me, right? What I like about players is when they play the ball and they move, and you play the ball and you move. That's how you beat teams. That's how you get past teams. Is playing the ball and moving off the ball, not running at players. And that's what really excites me about Sancho, and that's
which is why I'd go Kieran Tierney and left back, is because like I'm afraid that Sancho is going to be attacking so much, and Tierney's just a all-round better defender, and I think we need the defensive side for this type of game. And obviously Tierney can attack and he can score goals. He can do that, but to me, I want someone that's defensively solid, so I put Tierney.
And Sancho can whip in a ball as well against actually Watford. Ronaldo missed it, but if you watch the highlights, he whipped in an absolute he whipped it in a perler, and Ronaldo in front of his man, he should have buried Ronaldo 99 times out of 100 would bury it, puts it over the bar. But you know, he can, if you give him space down that right wing, he can whip in an absolute screamer.
Left wing. I don't know. I don't think that either one of us have a good left wing right now, unless you want to put a double forward in there or something, or
no one. I think
because
who are you guys been playing left wing?
we've pretty much been playing Emil Smith-Rowe. So you know what? We could probably put Emil Smith-Rowe on the left and then put Bruno in the cam.
Oh, yeah,
because like if you're going to put Bruno in there anyway,
because we got no one. We got no one within realistically. So that I'd be happy with that. Well, we got Rashford, but he's rubbish at the moment.
He hasn't even been playing. He's been injured as well.
Yeah, we got Martial. He's no good.
He's not good. Yeah,
that's all. That's all we had. So against Chelsea, we
you actually do need you actually need a left winger big time.
Yeah, well, Rashford, like we played it. That's our main man on the left wing, but his forms. Rashford makes me wonder. Hey, like people are saying, he hasn't had the right coaching. He hasn't had this. He could be a world. He's a world class player, but I don't see him as a world class player.
He'd be a good talent, and he'll probably be a good player for United. Maybe like a Walcott was for Arsenal. Never reached the heights. Good player, scored, the 100 goals or whatever it was quick. But, he misses a lot of chances, injury prone. Yep. So, I'm getting the Walcott comparisons with like a Rashford because like even when I watch him play, like he does miss a lot of opportunities.
I was just about to say, and it's a big statement because as you could imagine, a lot of United people love Rashford. Right.
Yeah, I love him.
United born and bred English player, that he's got,
the stuff that he does for the
community and all that kind of crap, but
I love him.
But here's a big statement. I don't see Rashford ever living up to his potential. He's now early to mid. I think he's mid-20s now. And
I think he's 23 still, isn't he?
I would rather, I think 23, 24. But I'd rather play him on the bench.
24.
Yeah, there you go. 24. I'd rather play him from the bench, and people say, "Oh, you're stupid. He should be in the starting lineup." But no, because he really pisses me off because he gives the ball away too much. Like you'll see him pick the ball up, and he'll run and run and run for 20, 30 yards, and then also, he'll try and do something, and then Arsenal's got the ball, and off we go again. Like fuck, just put your head up and have a look at it. You don't need to run into blind alleys, and he drives me nuts. He honestly, he's. Within reason, I'm going on a rant here. Within reason, Bruno frustrates me a lot as well, right? Because he gives the ball away so much, and
but people like that create chances. They have to do that. That's the thing.
Correct, and that's the reason why I forgive Bruno. But Rashford is honestly probably, apart from Harry Maguire, is probably the player that frustrates me the most out of the whole United team.
You know that I used to feel that watching Alex Iwobi. That motherfucker used to piss. I hated him, bro. I hated him so much because the talent was there. Like he was quick. Yeah. He could beat a player, but he was so fucking uncoordinated. Couldn't shoot. Lose the ball all the time. Like, bro,
that's what does
he
my
used
head
to
in.
make me want to slash my neck, honestly.
It's like a get him off. It's a great when he scores a worldie, but it's like get him fucking off, sub him off.
And then obviously up front, last man. Obviously, we're gonna go with Cavani.
I think you're gonna say Aubameyang.
Lacazette. No, I was gonna say Lacazette. Obviously Ronaldo. There's no question.
Yeah, obviously.
Our strikers are dead. Your striker always scores, so. He goes in there no matter what.
He saved us a lot of times this year, and it's scary. Without De Gea,
Ronaldo, of your goals.
Without Ronaldo and De Gea, I'd hate to imagine where we were, and that just goes to show with you saying, will Ronaldo start? I don't see how you couldn't start him. Like he scored 50% of our goals. How can you not start a strike? It's like me with colleges. Like how couldn't you start me?
Like it, honestly, like that's why I said to you, I think the biggest matchup in that game Friday morning for us, I think, is Gabriel versus Ronaldo.
Yeah,
I want to see how he handles him aerially on the ball, because that's a real big test to me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that from Gabriel.
I see it being a boring game though. I could be wrong, but I'm really seeing it being.
I hope it's not. But sorry. Look,
maybe for the last 25 minutes, but I honestly think the first half will be like a 2 shots to 2 with one on target, and me and you are messaging each other, going, "Wow, what the fuck is this bullshit that we're watching?" Like, I struggle not to go back.
Or you'll go 4-0 up against us, and I'll be cutting.
No chance, mate. No chance. No chance.
This Arsenal team, I just can't trust them. I don't know what I'm going to get. I just don't know what team's going to show up, and that's why I said to you, for me, I want more solidity in that team. Tierney comes in over Tavares. I don't care about the form there. I just need the better player and the better defender. And for me, El Neni comes in for Lokonga because I need that more structure in that midfield, even though he's boring and sideways, but I need that structure. And up top, Odegaard comes out and I bring in Martinelli because I want someone to press the hell out of Maguire because he's useless.
Fucking oath he is.
And then, that's about what the manager will do is a whole different story.
6:15 Friday morning.
I know.
That's get amongst it. And there's not allowed any banter either way.
I never take the piss out of you anyway.
You can say, oh, good goal, or oh, shit defending or whatever, but there's no, oh, you guys are, because otherwise you're off with it.
Have I ever said that?
No, you're pretty good actually.
I've never said that.
And vice versa. I actually really rate it because I know how much you hurt and you know how much I hurt. So
it's pain,
mate. It's great. It's great to get the win, and it feels really good. But it's just like any team, against the Liverpool, I'll go, up yours, Liverpool, up yours. But yeah, it's a I think both of our clubs are within reason. We're in the same aspect of our club's life. Unfortunately,
I think so you guys are a little bit behind us, but I think you guys are a lot more advanced than the mud that we're in, unfortunately.
But results don't show that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but results can change very quickly. That's the thing. So
the difference is we get Europa Champions League. You guys don't. Within reason, that's it.
The thing is also, and I talk about this.
We get the money. You guys don't.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about us doing better, but this year we should be doing better. We're not in any competition. We're just in the cup competitions, and when those happen, the rest of the Premier League is as well. So it's the same type of break where you guys and everyone else is in Europe. The top 7 boys are all in Europe, so we really should close that gap of top 4 and make top 4, which is why I wanted Arteta gone a long time ago, because a good manager can get top 4, I think, very easy with the squad and with the money that could have been spent in better areas. So
imagine Arsenal winning the league this year with Arteta.
No, this not happen, bro. I'll bet my fucking life on it.
Could you imagine?
Nah, it'd never happen.
Would you be Arteta in?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
Wow. Big statement. Get it on.
No, I wouldn't. I'd appreciate
get that on with Robbie.
I'm telling you right now, the worst thing that ever happened to the club was Arteta winning the FA Cup, because that gave him time and it gave people an agenda and something to fall back on, saying, nah, this guy won us something and this and this. Like a cup football isn't determined. I judge things by a season, and when you go 8th, and then even when I tell people 8th, they're like, oh, but Unai Emery was there, and then Freddie Ljungberg was there 3 games, and
because I think if Ollie won the Europa League, he would have still been in a job, because people go, oh, yeah, but he won the Europa League 4 months ago.
Yeah, that's why I think it's the best thing he didn't win.
He didn't, and that's what I think. I think you hit the nail on the head with Arteta, because him winning it, some form of trophy, it's but he won this. With Ollie, 3 years he's won nothing, and that's what people talk about. Ollie, 3 years he's won nothing. If he won the FA Cup.
But the thing is also
3 years ago that he won the FA Cup in 2018. Like who gives a fuck?
The thing is, people forget that we didn't make Europe 2 years in a row. The only reason we got into Europe that first year was because of the FA Cup. It got us the entry to the Europa League. We never made the positions for the Europa League.
Yeah.
So it's just all diluted things. And for me, it just goes off match to match, weekend, and we are abysmal. So, and like I said, the smoke screen it'll clear soon, and Arsenal will go into shambles, and it will happen. I can bet my fucking house on it.
It's funny you said that, because I was just about to say, not long left now, mate. We're now in December, so say 8. Just think in 8 months' time, mate, you'll have the "We Are the Champions" song on replay when Arsenal finish 4th, and it's the first time back in the Champions League in how many years? When was the last time we were in the Champions League? Fuck, it's got to be 5, 6 years plus, isn't it?
I think this is the 6th.
Yeah, that's
maybe crazy. 5th. I think Wenger did it. Wenger got 5th twice. I think Wenger did 5th twice, and then obviously Unai failed.
And I'd put you not obviously now, not obviously money wise now, but within reason, I'd put you guys top three. Obviously, it's open for debate, but with the top three. But I'll put Arsenal top three biggest English Premier League teams in the country. You know, obviously, beside Liverpool United and beside Liverpool United, Arsenal.
Yeah. You guys are obviously the most. Liverpool probably second, yeah. Us third, and look, cities and Chelsea's and all that sort of shit. Like,
just buy the league.
Yeah, but you know, in 10 years' time, it doesn't matter. Like, the new generation will,
of course,
fucking take over, and they'll be the best. And
how many young kids are going to support people like both of our club? Oh, United maybe, because of the whole money side of things and everyone, but I reckon a lot more younger people these days are going to be supporting a City than a United because it's all about success, and that's what people like the Glazers and stuff for us don't understand. Like, we've made 50 million dividends. Oh, yeah, great. Well, guess what? There was 200,000 kids that were born in the United Kingdom or, in Manchester this year, and 180 of them support fucking City because they're winning and they're winning and they're winning. And guess what? Little kids, they like to win. But within reason, mate, no little kid likes to lose. So, there's this blue team called Man City that are winning. I'm going to support them.
So what happens.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes the biggest difference. But we got fraud owners, unfortunately, and
yeah, exactly.
I think we'll keep sinking, unfortunately. And I know my club will keep sinking because our owners are shocking.
In 30 years time, when we're 59, 60. We're gonna be on here going, oh shit! Remember 30 years ago we had those shit owners, and now we're a half decent club.
Bro, I've had my bad owner for 17 years.
Yeah, with us around the same, I think.
I think he was 14.
But we're obviously lucky because we had we had Sir Alex.
Yeah, like Wenger kept us somewhat okay. But
how you win leagues with like Anderson. Cleverly, Ji-sung Park. Don't get me wrong, Ji-sung Park was a great player, but still, he ain't,
bro.
He ain't one of the world's best CDMs.
Yeah,
so
like look,
how you win leagues with that, it's incredible.
We had Wenger keeping like the Wenger teams that used to make top four, the Nielsens, the Shamaks, the fucking Senderosses, like all these, like just the whole squad was just shocking. Like, the way he kept them top four was good. And obviously, like, at that point in time, when we kept making top four and then getting battered in the UCL, and then I started seeing like a lot of decline. I think the first time I ever said like I want the manager gone was like 2013 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I found like an old Facebook post saying like this guy's a dinosaur, he needs to go or something like that.
Long time ago.
So yeah, it was probably like 4 years before Wenger left or something like that. So I was pretty Wenger out pretty early. Because I could see the demise. And the thing is, it was just a smoke screen, and he was a shield for the Cronkies, and he was okay with not being given money. And just, I think he was very stubborn. Like, I hold a lot of things against him, like the decision, like one decision that's still, you can't let Van Persie go to United. The fact that, we put a buyback clause on Cesc Fabregas, and Cesc from Barca came back, and obviously Wenger had such an attitude and a pride thing that, like Cesc wanted to go back to his home club. And when we had the buyback option, we had a crap midfield, and we decided to reject Cesc. And obviously Chelsea picked him up because they're not stupid. And he went and won 2 league titles with them in like 4 years. So like that shit cuts me up. And then I watched Cesc Fabregas cry when he retires from Chelsea. I'm like, fuck off, bro. Like,
makes you wonder, eh?
Yeah, there's so many decisions and stuff that are just unbelievable.
I've got to bounce in a second.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll call it here.
We're doing the Christmas tree downstairs.
Yeah, we're meant to be doing 30 minutes. It's going to 50, unfortunately. But guys, like, look, Ralphie and I both think that it's going to be a draw. Potentially, if it is going to be a win, it's going to be a close, maybe like a 1-0 either way. I think it's really going to depend on which manager wants to take more risks, pretty much. If Arsenal are going to be pressing and stuff like that, that'll make a huge difference as well. Ashton, Wenger had 350 million 22 years. Yeah, it was a smokescreen for the Cronkies, bro. He never got backed, and Arteta spent 220 in 2 years and done nothing. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Arsenal game. Obviously, we'll be be watching it Friday morning. Fingers crossed that we can get a win.
Glory, glory, Man United, eh? Glory, glory, Man United.
Boz, my thoughts on Arteta are exactly the same, bro. DM me and I'll tell you a little bit more in depth.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed in the last 2.5 years. Every time I get a message off Dill, it's the exact same thing. I'll tell you one thing: you're the most consistent person I've ever met, and I like it. You stick to your beliefs and you're strong by them, which is why I have a lot of respect for you.
People will join me like they did with Wenger a long time ago. They'll join me on the boat when we're 8th again this year, and yeah, I've told you he'll bring it back slowly. Boz, mate, me and you do not agree on this. That's all I'm going to say. I love you, but we do not agree. He's bringing back the sinking ship.
Yeah,
but yeah, guys, appreciate you being here. As always, if you make sure you subscribe to YouTube, follow on Twitch, and I will see you guys later through the week. Peace out.